And now we present predictions. So first we're going to talk about who's getting into Negan's car. Who looks like, what did he say?
He said, "I've never seen you looking so bad," or something like that.
That, let me say shout out to my friend Mariah, who pointed out, initially we were thinking either Sherry or Laura, the other head savior lady.
Yeah.
But my friend Mariah pointed out it's probably Gregory, which makes a lot of sense given what Negan says. Like, seeing you look so disheveled, like Gregory's always in his suits. He's very polished, but all kept together. It has to be Gregory.
See, I agree with that, but I can actually see it being Sherry too, though, because Sherry was like one of his wives who he like kept looking really good all the time. And that's a gigantic loose end.
Not really. She's been gone for a couple of seasons. Like, in terms of recent faces, it's Gregory. I doubt it would be Sherry. She's on that other show or whatever. My money's on him.
Perhaps. If it is him, I mean, I guess, like, he picked him up. He's going to take him back. That's weird, though, because I thought, I mean, he knows that Gregory, like, defected and ran away right in the middle of the battle. So, I mean, like, that's another thing that doesn't really make sense to me about it. It's like, I would think that Negan would not just, like, open up his door and, like, let him come right back in after that.
Well, people are a resource, and he's got new intel as to what's been going on at the sanctuary. So maybe Gregory spent some time at the hilltop as a prisoner. He spent time in that cage. He could maybe tell. I mean, he's got some kind of intel.
I suppose.
I don't believe Gregory knows about Dwight's duplicity. No, he wouldn't know about that.
No, he hasn't been at the hilltop during that attack or anything.
Negan's been away and things have been going under his nose, so I'm sure he wants to gather as much information as possible. So being nice to someone like Gregory, who we don't see in the car when he pulls up to the sanctuary gates. We don't know who the mystery person is in the car. Maybe he's hiding in the back seat or something.
Possibly.
But
there's a lot of people who would like not want Gregory to be there now because I mean he just ran like a little bitch when Rick invaded the sanctuary in the first episode. He just ran away. He took one of the cars and just ran.
Well, now I'm wondering. Oh yeah, you mean he stole that car from Gabriel?
Yep.
I'm wondering now if Gregory had been with the Saviors and didn't run away on his own, would Rick have killed him too?
That's a good question. I don't know.
And speaking of that, I have two tweets, by the way, on my personal Twitter, at Jill Roby Fangirl. So Karina, hey Karina, she said, "Violence for violence sake, Rick needs to pull it back." And then also Prince Wright said, "For once this show actually shocked me. That was more shocking than what happened to Carl. Rick's whole murder thing."
That was pretty crazy.
I agree. So I think it would make a lot of sense if it was Gregory. I really don't know what Rick or Morgan would have done if Gregory had been amongst them. It's a lot of question marks, and Negan himself has a lot of question marks, it seems.
Well, yeah, so he made that comment, I mean, it's in like the sneak peek, where he pulls up and he tells the savior at the gate,
"Daddy's home.
Don't tell anybody that I'm here," which means that he's going to cook up some elaborate display of him being back and probably kill a bunch of people as examples for who betrayed him and like didn't go with the Negan plan, which is to, only take one out and let everybody else fall in line. He's going to have a lot of his own people that he has to execute. It's probably going to be very lavish and elaborate, whatever it is. And then the other thing too, another sneak peek was the Aaron scene that they showed at the end of Talking Dead. So when he told Enid, like, "I'll just stay out here until I can convince them to get on board," I was like, that is the dumbest plan.
It doesn't make any sense. And like, convince them to do what from the woods?
Well, and like now we're seeing the dumbness of that plan taking itself out on Aaron. He's like delirious from sleep, and
he clearly hasn't eaten.
It doesn't look like he slept in days. Elements. He does not look good. He looks very, very bad.
There was some shot of some like a curly haired man in the mud. At first I thought it was Rick, but it's disheveled Aaron whose beard is all unruly now, and he's being all woodsman or something, but in the worst way, like the dumbest way possible.
He's not looking good, and I mean, obviously they didn't show what happened to him. I'm assuming he doesn't die right then from like a random walker bite.
Ross Marquand better not be on that Talking Dead couch because Aaron's dead. I'd be very displeased.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to make of that. It doesn't look like he's any further along in getting the Oceansiders to help him. Although one of the screens that went by really really fast in the preview of next week showed the Oceansiders. They were all surrounded with somebody was on the ground.
It did, but
I'm wondering if maybe they were surrounded, finding Aaron.
Home. Aaron, leave those people. Oh wow. Aaron doesn't know that Alexandria is fallen, does he?
No.
Well, he's going to roll up to Alexandria like, whoop, turn around.
I think probably what that scene was maybe like the Oceansiders discover him in really bad shape out there and take him in, and that's how he infiltrates the...
Is this like Aaron's equivalent of chaining yourself to a tree and to not get it cut down, or starving yourself to send a message?
I think he's trying to make them feel really bad.
So when they show up, he'll be like, "I've been hiding in these woods the whole time, waiting for you."
I think that's kind of what it is.
That's so dumb.
So that kind of makes sense. What else prediction wise?
I mean, I kind of touched on this in another video, but there was some gifts. I don't know if there's a video. If there is, I haven't seen it yet, of Michonne and Judith walking around, and she looks up at Rick, and Rick looks at her because he's on the balcony looking at them. I mean, obviously there's going to be some more Michonne moments, which is great. So it was really Michonne light, I'd say, for season 7. For a good chunk of it. I mean, there was a few random bits here and there, and that one Michonne-centric episode, but it seems for the tail end of the season they're really trying to do the pairing justice. Yeah, those two.
Well, the All Out War arc is about to end, so I mean,
that means Michonne, baby.
They have to end up victorious somehow. I think that's about it. Any other predictions?
Maybe a blind wedding from Father Gabriel. I don't know. With his butthole vision.
He'll just be squinting during the whole thing.
Butthole vision.
So messed up. If you guys like our content, make sure to subscribe right up here in the corner. Also, check out our social channels below. And check out the blog, thelivingroshone.com. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.